Assalamu alaikum guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sheikha, and as you can tell from the title of this video, this is a video I have been wanting to do ever since I started YouTube, but I'm afraid to do it, but I feel like I should do it just for the educational purposes and just to share my story. And I know that there will be people who will be offended by this video. I'm a little afraid to actually do this video at all, but it's my story and it's the truth and it's a part of my life, a huge part of my life. First kind of introduction to black magic and sihr as a child. This is a part one because I've encountered this 2 times in my life, and this is going to be the first part, starting with the first time I ever witnessed anything paranormal. Alright? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. I have goosebumps. I don't know why. I hate talking about this. Ugh. I kind of want my husband to be here. Okay, now get it together. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب من شر نفثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب من شر نفثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب من شر نفثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنات والناس. قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنات والناس. قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنات والناس. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. آمين. صدق الله العظيم. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. Okay, let's go. I'm ready now. I probably could have done that off camera, but I just remembered to do that because I was like, it's right after Maghrib, you know what I'm saying, and this is the time for, you know, so spooky. Okay, Bismillah. I'm not gonna say who in my family this is about, but I'm gonna say a family member. I loved him so much. I thought he was so cool. He was so much fun. He would always bring candy. I'm not gonna go into all kinds of detail because this is like a whole story and a lot of intrigues and just a full-on soap opera. I'm just gonna stick to the black magic part of it and things he did, things I witnessed as a child, things that aren't unexplainable, things that to this day when I talk about it with my brother and sister, no, my brother, what am I talking about? He was like a year old. Anyway, with my sister and my cousins, we all were there. We all experienced the same thing and we all saw it with our own eyes and heard it with our own ears. And the grown-ups were all, everyone knew like that's what he'd do. But we used to hang out at their house a lot and they had this basement. So in this basement was a specific room that no one was allowed to go into, which was his meditation room. Obviously we were kids, so we went down there all the time. Like we were super scared of the room because context, he would like teach us how to, like he would put one of us in the middle. We were kids. Children. He would like put all of us, like all the cousins and his kids and you know everybody around, and then he would put one of us in the middle and we would like the one in the middle, we would like levitate them with our, like, so he would teach us witchcraft, you know, little tricks and things here and there. Okay, just keep that in mind. So at this time I must be 10 or 11 years old. Keep that also in mind. And at this time there is little to no iman in here. We would sleep over there and we would hear noises at night. We would hear footsteps or like the water tap. Footsteps and stuff like on the wall, and this was like no one lived upstairs. It was like a house. So we would be like, oh my gosh, what is that? And then like his wife would be like, oh, that's just his friends. Don't worry, that's just his friends. They come to visit all the time. And as a child, like we were like, yeah, ghost stories, you know, we thought that was cool. I was terrified as well. And then in this basement that I told y'all about earlier, there was his room. And then there was like the play area. We had our little Nintendo, and like all the cousins would always hang out there. And then we had like what's it called? The washroom. And in the washroom there was stacked like a bunch of empty bottles, like all the way up to the wall, like stashed bottles. One day we were all in the basement playing Nintendo. I think Super Mario for sure, 100%. That was our thing. Super Mario. And we heard all the bottles. It was me and all my cousins and my sister. Yeah. All the bottles in the washroom. And in the washroom, you know, like in the bathroom, the sounds are like, you know, extra because of the tiles and stuff. So it was like a cement room, you know what I mean? In the basement. That was secluded. And we heard all of the bottles crashing down. When I tell you how we all instantly ran up the stairs, like we were pushing each other out the way, running up the stairs, and we like quickly told the grown-ups, and it kills me that to this day I can't remember what they said, or like we were all so scared, like the bottles. And so I think my dad or something came downstairs with us again to check. And when we went into the washroom, all the bottles were stacked normally. They were all in place. SubhanAllah, I'm getting like goosebumps now thinking about it. They were all stacked again. So we're like, what is going on? Anywho, again, at this point, I might be 11, 12, maximum 12. Okay. Another time, the man was in his meditation room. And this is what the room looked like. Super scary. And now, like being Muslim, reading about, you know, how magicians do what they do and stuff like that, I'm connecting the dots, right? But I always knew that he, like, when we were kids, we were like, oh, he worships the devil. That was like what we thought. Like he has ghost friends, demon friends. Like I didn't think much of it. And his room was like in the middle. He would like sit in the middle with like old, like sweaty t-shirts. Like he would always wear like smelly clothes. I remember that because he had like a gym machine thing right outside. There would be like, it would be complete darkness, and then he would have candles. So this wasn't no, you know, regular prayer room of a regular Joe Schmo Muslim. Okay. And then something happened. Something that caused a lot of drama. He got really, I guess, drunk or high, or I don't even know what he was on, but at this point he wasn't human. And I remember this so vividly. At this point, again, maximum 11 years old, it was summer vacation. And my older sister, me, and my two cousins, we were in my room and we were watching MTV Top 10 Hottest Makeout Scenes or something, like a countdown, something like that, if I remember correct. And then we hear this huge thud from downstairs. We had 3 stories in our house growing up. So we hear this huge thud, and then I just hear my mom screaming, my aunt screaming, and I've never seen my dad so calm in my entire life. And at the time, we were redoing the patio downstairs. So from the balcony door to the living room, it was really like high. So, and this man that we're talking about is quite short. So he couldn't reach. But if we, subhanAllah, if we had like the regular, you know, patio that we had, and we weren't redoing the house at that exact moment, he would have just been able to walk in. But he had to like kind of climb up, so like they were able to push him. So what we heard was like screams. We heard screams, and then he said, "I'm gonna kill all of you." Bruh. We heard it. Busting our door down. So all we see Because we ran immediately to the hallway and to the staircase, and I seen my dad. He said, don't come downstairs. And this man I've never seen my dad so calm. And my dad is always super hyped. Like, he's down for whatever at any time. My dad is a soldier, you know what I mean? He was ready. He had a hammer in his hand. He was like, I'm gonna get him. So calmly, I just seen him go by like, I'm gonna get him. I was like, Dad, what the hell? And then I see my mom stopping my dad, running to the front door and locking the front door, because they had ran around because they couldn't get in through the balcony because it was too high for them, and they got pushed out and they locked the balcony door. So they started busting on the door. Oh yeah, he brought his son-in-law with him, so that's why I'm saying they. So he was with another dude. Both of them were out of their minds. They weren't even right in this moment. Look, we were the only brown people miles away in a really nice white neighborhood. They already thought we were drug dealers because we had a nice house and a nice car. My daddy had restaurants, that's why. Successful restaurants, Salam. But so our neighbors already thought that we were up to something shady. And then this happened. Goodbye. They hear all this commotion. The police was called. Yeah. And before the police could arrive, they were gone. The man and his son-in-law, they were gone. And so here's when the black magic started to happen. And I hate talking about this because it really, I feel like it broke my family up, and it really ruined my family, and it caused so much pain and hurt. And so I'm not even gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on me if I am wrong about this, but 100% I think he did this stuff that I'm about to say. My dad would like randomly fall. Like, he would stand and he would randomly get dizzy and fall. 2 minutes later, this man would call my dad at his job and be like, yo, that was me that did that to you. Did you like that? And hang up. My dad would have a nightmare the night before. He would call and say, yeah, you had a nightmare? That was me in your dream. How'd you like that? My mom got sick. My family, like, everything went to shite in my family. Can I say shite and not get demonetized? I'm sure they planted some stuff in our house as well. You know, that house, we were there for 10 years. All of those 10 years, he was in our lives. And there was nothing but misery and freaking trauma in that house. Not one happy moment did we have in that house. And when I'm telling you, money can't buy you happiness, because we had wealth. We didn't have health. We didn't have happiness. Like, I haven't really discussed this with my dad up until last year, because now they're normal. Like, they're back cool, okay? Last year, it was my first year as a Muslim woman. I had just completed Ramadan, my first Ramadan, and this was the day after Eid, okay? So Ramadan is over. The shayateen are now free. We're gonna take the boat to Sweden, and then we're gonna drive from there to Oslo, and then we're coming back home tonight. And I was like, okay, great, because I lived in Oslo at the time, and I was like, okay, great, then I can go home also, so that's super. And he was like, yeah, just come to my house, and we'll go from there. And I was like, okay, cool, who's going? He was like, oh yeah, just me, and then his baby mom and his kid, my brother. So I was like, okay, cool. So just the four of us. He was like, yeah. I get to my dad's house, and who do I see that I haven't seen in almost 10 years at this point? Okay, so last time I saw him, I was 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Okay, so 8 years has gone by. I was 26 at this point. I see him. Bro, I got so scared. I was like, how can you think that I'm gonna ever forget those things? Never in my life will I forget those things. I don't care who you are. So anyway, so he's there in the car, and he's gonna come with us for this long ass drive. First to the boat and then to Sweden. So the whole way he has like a tasbih and he's making dhikr, and then I was like, so what's up with you? He's like, yeah, I'm a Sufi. And I was like, oh, word? I don't really know too much about Sufism, but I know that they do this chanting stuff and, you know, stuff like that. So he was basically doing that the whole time. And I was like, okay. So then we get to the boat. He don't really talk to me the whole time because I'm really not trying to engage in conversation. So I was trying to talk to my dad's baby mom, who speaks only Russian. And I was like, ugh, we can't even communicate properly. So I was just trying to talk to her. And then my dad's like, I'll be right back, y'all. I'm going to go right to the restroom. I'll be right back. And I was like, oh, damn. Here we go. So this man, deadass looks at me with like a crazy look in his eyes and just goes, I can tell you when you're going to get married and how many kids you're going to get. And at this point I'm Muslim and I have been studying Islam for what? Almost a year. So I know about, I'm not allowed to go to fortune tellers and I'm not allowed to know about my future. I'm not allowed to read my horoscope, nothing like that, okay? So I instantly go, don't tell me, don't tell me, don't tell me, don't tell me, do not tell me. And he was like, and he was like, okay, fine. And immediately, like, his eyes roll back and he starts to do his tasbih thing. And I was like, oh my goodness, what is happening? So I was scared. Safe to say. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Ayatul Kursi. Like, I was, this whole time in my own, I was like, let me get my own tasbih right now. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so this man, the whole way there, is chanting. He wasn't saying like Allah, he was like saying who, you know, the whole time. And I was like, what is, I don't know what that is. Like, what is he talking about? I got home and I couldn't sleep for 2 days. Keep in mind, I just had the best spiritual month. I was mostly alone for Ramadan the whole time. Like, I lived in Oslo alone with non-Muslim friends. I come straight to this right out of the Ramadan. I was like, oh, listening to Ayatul Kursi. Alright, that was my story time. This is the first of this series. There's one more incident that happened with someone else. Let me know if you guys ever had any experience with anything paranormal or anything like that. And how did you get over it? For me now, like, it's a long time ago, and I know that I'm never, ever, 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 ever going to be in the presence of this man again. He's never going to see my face again. And after becoming Muslim and knowing the consequences of things he did and stuff, I'm just like, yo, he sold his soul to the devil. I don't want to hear anymore. I don't need to know anymore. I don't need to know anymore. I'm just here to tell my story, and no one can take my story from me. And these are my experiences. This is a part of my life, and I'm just saying it from my perspective. Let me know if you guys have ever been in a situation like that. And let me know if you like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. And yeah, leave me a comment and a like and share this with somebody that you love. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect all of us from every single thing that is evil. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always keep us safe and keep us firm on this deen. Alhamdulillah for Islam, for this guidance. Recite Surah Al-Baqarah on a regular in your house. Recite Ruqya, listen to Ruqya being recited. Thank you guys so much for watching. Can't wait to tell you guys about the next one, because the next one is even wilder, and then that's also going to be me exposing a lot about my life before Islam that I haven't ever discussed on this channel before. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and that was all we had for now. Let us know what more content you guys want down in the comment section, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe to our channel if you already haven't. Love you guys so much. Thank you for your support. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.